In the opposite direction, in Lincolnshire, Peter, David and his son Carl have shed loads of wonderful stuff. Most of it won't be going to auction.
So you can see we have a rare assortment of vehicles and memorabilia, which we've collected as a family really since the 70s. This is a 1929 Seagrave, made in Ohio. It was in service with Cleveland Fire Department from 1929 to 1959. And we came across it by accident, really, David, didn't we?
Yeah, we're looking for the OB bus that we used to go to school on, and the guy said, no, I haven't got a bus, but I've got a fire engine if you want it.
First thing we came across was the pair of Fowler ploughing engines, which were derelict on a farm, so we bought that pair of ploughing engines, not knowing a lot about steam at the time, really, but we found a local chap that knew everything about steam and rebuilt both of those ploughing engines in our construction workshop. This is the first time, really, we've put anything up for sale or for auction, but we are short of room. We've got an early 40s Garner. Made in Birmingham, which I think was not done with a lot of thought, because the gear lever remains behind you when you sit on it, the throttle's behind you. It's not very easy to drive. So we thought it ought to go
to a good home.
To a good home, yes, yes, yes. The term comes to mind, the further the better. There's a classic tractor, it's just not my cup of tea.
A 1968 Humber Sceptre is also on the to-go list.
That's quite a rare car. The interior is untouched. There we go. The engine bay is really untouched, apart from a clutch seal, a master cylinder seal and a fuel pump that we put on it. It's basically like a new car, yeah.
Also looking for a new home? A car made famous by an iconic TV series.
This is a Civer, which was a kit car marketed by a company who built the first two for the Doctor Who film in the 60s. And it would make somebody a nice classic car. It's 8 horsepower, side valve Ford. You can't get much more basic than that. You don't need a laptop. There's no electronics to go wrong. She should start. There we go. She runs really nice.
And that's not all, folks.
We've got a local cart, 1920, and it Cooks and Sons of Lincoln. It really wants to go to a good home and not somebody to fill with soil and put flowers in, because that would give it a life of probably 2 or 3 years and it would be scrap.
You have a bit of a job loading that up if Derek comes and takes that today.
Well, he could always tow it back.
Derek's arrived in Lincolnshire and he's keen to get his priorities straight.
Yeah, fellas, you got that kettle on?
We've got the kettle on, Derek, yes.
Well done. I'll turn round. Right, which is Big Mac's then? Do you know which one it is?
The grandkids have been roped in to give Derek a tuppenny tour.
Look at that. It's a big car, that, isn't it? Ah, that's the one, is it? Oh, yeah, I can see now. Yeah, look at that. McLaren Leeds. The size of them wheels, aren't they big? That's the one you like going out in, is it? Well, I can see why you like that. It's a proper classic, isn't it? Like I say. Been on it, then? Get a bit dirty? Yeah. You don't care, do you? No, you don't care, do you? Right, what are we taking there, mate? Let's have a look.
What are we taking? We're taking The Humber.
Good, lovely. Yeah, we'll have that on first. I'll put that on top deck, I think. And then we got that tractor's on a pallet, isn't it? Did I see it?
Yes, yeah.
And where's the cart?
The cart's in shed 2.
Funny old mixed load, isn't it, really? I'm going to leave the cart, the big heavy cart, because they're coming up anyway, so they can pop it on their trailer. And some interesting lots. The Humber do well, because that model does extremely well. And it's a very, very straight car. Could see it doing 10 plus. We'll see. See how we go. Depends on the day. Steady on, mate. Come on. Yeah, steady on. Go on. Go on, 2 foot. Go on. Go on. Whoa. Bang on. Right, she's there. Look at this lot. Yeah. That's a little fun car for you, isn't it? I love all that.
Quite exciting, isn't it, looking at them all in there?
It is, isn't it? He's got a car full of trouble, hasn't he?
Perfect. That'll do, won't it? Well done, lads.
Did you like that ride?
Yeah.
Good shot.
There you go.
Doctor Who car, 2, 3, 4 grand. It'll cause some interest. And the little tractor ain't going to make much money, they know that.
How feeling, Peter, seeing them all loaded up?
Very sad apart from the garner.
Right then, mate, where are we going to have them? You all right? Sorted? Can't see that going far, can you? Good to see you again, Carl. Yeah, lovely to see you, fellas. Thanks for your help. And you, mate, and you. Lovely to see you all. I love all that sort of thing. And this makes it, as far as I'm concerned. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Here it goes.
Third and last time at £80. Thank you.
A deal is done and the 50s motorbike is happily rehomed. All of which leaves space for more lots.
She looks lovely. 103 years old it is.
Including the Lincolnshire hay cart.
Where are we going to put that?
Does it run?
Yeah.
Ever quiet.
Which gets pride of place. Right by the front door.
I think they're great.
How much horsepower do you reckon it's?
Ah, nice one. 2 big ones you want in front of that. It would look great with a couple of Shires in front of it, wouldn't it, really? 2 big Shires. Imagine that. That's what you want.
The 4-wheel horse-drawn hay wagon. We've got lots of interest here. £2,000. 2-1. He just beat you in at 2-1, Dave.
2-2 then.
2-2. 2-3.
2-4.
2-4. 2-5. 2006. 2-7.
2-8.
2-8. 2008. 2009.
3.
3,000. And 1, he says. 3-1.
Oh, it looks like it's down to us and one other. 3-2.
3003. Andy there.
3-4. 3-4 straight back in.
3004. 3-4. 3-5, he says. 3-5.
3-6. Oh, it's back in. 3-6. Want one more?
Third and last time at 3006. You tried your best. Thank you for your bids, Andy, with the underbidder.
My old grandfather, he started out with horse and cart like. Must have been a dreadfully hard job, wasn't it, really?
But winning bidder Stephen Williamson has plans for a much easier life.
I'm going to mount it in my front garden and buy myself a plastic shy horse and put on the front of it, and I think all the neighbours are going to love me.
Straighten up. Yeah, as you are.
And as a wise man once said, there's something for everyone here. And in the bit of the yard they call the jungle, Mathewson's agricultural correspondent, Bubbles, is right at home with a Garner light.
Nice little thing. Nice little thing. Nobody knows how many are left, and nobody knows how many were made. It has a value to a collector, but it's really a tractor that would go onto an agricultural show field, stand in a row of tractors all day, people walking past and saying, oh, I had one of them, they were never any good. And then at the end of the day, they have a little ride round the parade ring, get a round of applause, and they tiddle off home. difficult to put a value on it. It would need a little bit of fettling. It's in its working clothes. I would put it around about £500 or £600.
Back in the yard, a TV-inspired classic has travelled through time and space for the auction.
We've got a Seaver Edwardian. It was used by John Pertwee in Doctor Who, but apparently the one he had was yellow and flew. This is green and doesn't fly. There's the old Bolborn. This is exactly as it should be. You know, these like Regency-style button seats. So they tried really hard to make it look as original on a budget, and it's worked. Good luck to them. I admire them. I really do. It's a fun car, a novelty car that's going to give someone a great deal of pleasure. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Back at the showroom, the Humber Sceptre from Lincolnshire is on show.
The most discerning buyer will be pleased with this car. The one downside of the car is that it's metallic silver, as we can see. Metallics in this day and age weren't very good. They went dull within 18 months, 2 years. They started losing their lustre. You could polish that till the cows come home, it won't make any difference to it whatsoever. It's just a terrible pity that most of the guys that bid on this car will be bidding on it with a view to repainting it. So wrong, so wrong. Wants to be kept just like that. But the car itself, what a car. Absolutely genuine. Lovely wrap-round rear window look, super thing. Sporty looking thing because of that window and because of the way the roof line comes down. If you imagine this roof line up here and a very square window, it would look pretty boring, like a van, a state car. So it gives you that appearance of a sporting car, which is what... I wouldn't say what Humber were always about, because they weren't. They were about luxury cars, but they were always about a very well-designed, very desirable model, a very desirable shape. Yeah, you know, you didn't buy these if you were on your uppers, that's for sure.
If you wanted to upstage the neighbours, a Humber Sceptre was the car to have on your drive. Front disc brakes, screen washers and reversing lights set it out from the crowd, and the walnut veneer in later models added a touch of panache. There was even an estate, but by the mid-70s the Sceptre's crown had fallen, and the Humber mark disappeared with the takeover by Chrysler.
It was a quality car, a few little sort of drawbacks with it in some respects, if you like. There's plastic seats, Old English vinyl we call it. That's the sarcastic name we're calling it. Anyway, it's got plastic seats, but that's what it had. That's the end of it.
What's the money?
Oh, I reckon it'd do 10 grand. If you don't buy this, then the chances are you're never going to find another original one. Anyone can have a car painted and restored and all the rest of it, but that's factory, different thing altogether. So that's my type of car.
You couldn't get a lawnmower in. No, we're absolutely chock-a-block everywhere, as usual.
Before every auction, there's important paperwork to get sorted.
Honestly, not enough work to do.
All I'm trying to do is do my little picture.
You're just trying to do a bit of colouring and somebody keeps interrupting you with real work.
Should be a good sale. Probably the best entry, quality-wise, I think, than we've ever had.
It's just exciting, isn't it? You've got the excitement of things being sold from the vendor's point of view. You've got people winning things that they hadn't expected to, or that they've got for a better price than they thought.
And we're off.
Lot 663, AA motorcycle specialist, single-sided sign. Super thing, that one. Whereabouts then? What's it worth? £500, yeah, find another. £500, I've never seen one, Mick. 500, not like that. 520, 520, 520, Dorset under.
The Mathewson's machine might be well oiled, but not every auction goes to plan.
Lot 86, 1956, Ford Pop. There we are, little fun car. Where are we then? 3,084. 42, 4,002. At 4,002. I'm just looking on my screen at some of the absentee bids. Hannah, if you're listening, I think you maybe ought to look at one of these absentee bids. One of the absentee bids on my screen here is considerable. Yeah, I think he's probably confusing it with perhaps a bungalow that he's trying to buy at the same time, I think. Yeah.
So the customer's left a maximum bid of £32,000, which I think, like with it only being guided up to 3.5, I think he's added an extra zero. But the system will automatically bid for him because he's not sat at the computer bidding. If it was someone sat behind the computer, you'd know what you were bidding, wouldn't you? So I think that's what's happened. But there's clearly another bidder who wants it as well, who kept it going.
I apologise to the vendor. I apologise to you, ladies and gentlemen, who have been bidding at home, but we may have to re-enter this car to keep it fair later on. So we'll move on. I shall make some notes of what we've got, and we'll quite likely revisit that later on. 300, a large wooden hand-painted sign. Look at that. That is cracker, that is.
Back in the sales room, the computer gremlins have been banished. And they're trying again to sell the 1956 Ford Pop Seaver.
We're going to re-offer lot 86. Father picked it up from a steam museum down country, and it was modelled on the car that appeared in the Doctor Who programme. I've got some absentee bids here, so just to keep it fair and square, we could have obviously done a deal with whoever's on these bids, but someone new might want to jump in, so to keep it super square, with that, we thought the best thing we could do is re-offer it again. So we've got £3,200. That's where we're starting, Will?
Yep.
3,200, £3,200, 3,004, 3,006, 3,800, £3,800 bid at £4,000. Can we go 4,100, Will, please? 4,100 at 4,100. At £4,100. Are we all done? At 4,001, then going for the first, going for the second. Third and last time, are we all done at £4,100? 4-1, 4-1.
And finally, the cream of the crop.
1967 Humber Sceptre there. What a lovely, genuine old car.
Hi, it's Sam at Mathewson. I've got it down for lot 84, the Humber Sceptre. So we're just about to get going now on it.
Collected it myself. Tiny little bit of paint. 90% of the paint on that car's original. You will not find a more original, genuine car.
There you go. It's just a nice, genuine car. £8,000, 8-1, 8-2, 8,002, 8-3, 8,003, 8-4.
8-4's with us.
4, 8-5.
8-5's gone, I'll do 8-6.
8-5. 8-6 says Sam.
8-6 with us.
8-7.
8-7's just gone. Do you want 8-8?
£8,700. 8,700. 8-8. Sam's bid.
8-8 with us.
£8,800 bid. At 8,800
Still with
£8,800
us.
sold. At
£8,800. First, second, third and last time. 8-8 with you.
8,800.
Hammer down. 8,800 with you, Trevor.
And in the West Midlands, the Humber Sceptre finds a right royal new home with winning bidder Trevor Bayliss.
You don't drive one of these, you waft in one. All my life, my father owned Humber cars. Mark 1 Hawk, Mark 5 Hawk Limo, Super Snipes. I just was brought up with Humber. I went into the motor trade, became a motor vehicle technician, and then started restoring Humbers, which I then sold on, and also restored members of the car club, their Humbers as well. The best one I own is my Humber Imperial, which I paid £60 for in 1982. But I just like the Mark II with that front grille. You've got this part of the grille just coming out slightly. And of course you've got the 4 headlights, which was a standard feature on all the Sceptres, on all the Marks. It's far better than other examples I've seen. It is not concours, but it's a very usable vehicle to show. Interior-wise, absolutely first class. Seats absolutely gorgeous. And of course, being a Sceptre, you've got all these extra clocks, which make it a little bit more sportier. Mileage at the moment on the clock is 5,000, but the speedo head has been replaced at some time in its life. And I have got an old MOT certificate, So with the 2 mileages added up, it's done around about 45,000 miles altogether. Since I've had the car, I've done it a full service, changing the oils, not just in the engine, in the gearbox and the back axle, plugs, points, condenser, etc. But otherwise, no, I've done nothing else to it so far. This particular vehicle, I've got 4 forward gears, plus overdrive on 3rd and 4th. Theoretically making it a 6-speed gearbox. So it cruises along nice speeds and the engine's hardly turning over. And if you just need that little bit extra for an overtake, there she goes. Cruise nicely on the motorway, no problems. Just a superb motor car. My classics get used. Probably be going up to do quite a few shows in Yorkshire and might even take it up to Scotland for the one show I do in Scotland every year. Long-term plan, I'm keeping it. This one ain't gonna go. It's too good.